Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode I've got a quick 4K review for you guys, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 from Kino Lorber. This is the original, 1974, not the remake. This stars Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, Hector Elizondo. Really incredible film. It's a movie made for grown-ups, and it really captures mid-1970s New York City. You know, there's a interview with Hector Elizondo here that's carried over from a previous edition. I should say, so Kino Lorber released this film on Blu-ray in 2016 with a lot of new supplements. All those supplements have been carried over, but instead of the previous scan, it's the brand new 4K scan on both the 4K and on Blu-ray. So they've compressed the new 4K scan down to Blu-ray for the Blu-ray version of this, and there's a new commentary on both the 4K and the Blu-ray. So if you're wondering if it's worth upgrading, well, you are getting the 4K, the latest 4K version of this movie with a new audio commentary. But Hector Elizondo says that New York City in the 1970s was a city on its knees, and that it was too much for it. For some people, it was too much. It broke them. And that's the New York City captured in The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. There's a weariness in this movie. Everyone just feels... They just look kind of tired. And if you know the films of that time, Josh Olson, the co-host of the Movies That Made Me podcast with Joe Dante, screenwriter, he does a Trailers from Hell. He contributes to Trailers from Hell here. And he says that if you want to know anything about New York City in the 1970s, watch this and watch Taxi Driver. And that's all you need to know. And I think that's a good note, because there is such it's like a practicality. It's just like a fatigue that sets into this movie. I mean, terrible things are happening, but it has a sense of humor. There's like a wry, it's almost like a sarcasm to it. Robert Shaw is the head honcho criminal, and he takes a crew to hijack a subway train. And we see the hijacking, we see what happens with the hostages, and we see how law enforcement and the New York City system try to fight what's going on. Robert Shaw is incredible in this movie. He's cold, he's merciless, relentless. His next project after this was Jaws, so that's a nice little note. And Walter Matthau just has this really rumpled, lived-in quality. You know, that Walter Matthau just has a quality. If I think about like the Bad News Bears, right? It's just this. What is that quality? It's just sort of a fatigue, sort of a. It's not giving up, because he hasn't quite given up, but it's just this lived-in, practical, just kind of over everything. Just seen and done it all, kind of not impressed with anything anymore. And so there's a humor that comes out of this too. It's a heist movie with, we see it's all happening in real time. From the beginning of the crime, the hijacking itself, all the way through where it goes. We're all watching it in real time as it unfolds. We don't know what's going to happen. Does this sound like anything else to you guys? Die Hard does not exist without The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what else doesn't exist. The hijackers in this movie all use color code names like Mr. Blue and Mr. Gray. Can we think of any other heist movie that's well regarded that uses color code names? Yes, we can. This movie influenced so much of what came after, and I am really excited that new audiences are going to discover it because of this 4K, because I know how it works, right? 4Ks are a gateway for people to discover older movies because they kind of want to see what the fuss is all about. How does this movie look on 4K? It looks really good. There's nothing revisionist here, and it's not the kind of transfer that just blows your hair back, where you're like, it's like seeing it for the first time. But it is like seeing it in 1974, because it removes all the age. There's a nice fine grain structure. It's not too orange. There's HDR, I should say. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. So because it's OCN, it's going to look great. Original camera negative, they're going right to the source. And I don't see any evidence of I talk about them all the time because I'm constantly reviewing 4Ks. Some of the stuff's just too orange. Some of the stuff's just too blue. This feels true to what it's supposed to look like. It doesn't lean one way or the other. I'm really excited for people to discover this movie for the first time because of this 4K. So we have the original audio commentary with Pat Healy and film programmer historian Jim Healy, plus a brand new commentary by film historians Steve Mitchell and Nathaniel Thompson. We have the vintage 6-minute making of the movie that's included here. We have the 12 minutes with Hector Elizondo, Mr. Gray. Cutting on Action, that's an interview with the editor, Gerald B. Greenberg. The Sound of the City, interview with the composer, David Shire. The music is such an important part of this movie because it's got this jazzy... It just feels like New York City in the 1970s. If whatever that feel is, you know, you see it also maybe in the TV series Taxi. It just feels like New York City in a way that's hard to describe. It's a great score. In the image gallery, theatrical trailers, TV and radio spots. Let me show you guys the packaging itself. There is no alternate artwork here. I'm going to hold this up and you can freeze frame that if you want to read everything that's there. We have the 4K disc. We have the Blu-ray disc. Remember, I'm going to say this one more time. This is not the Blu-ray from 2016. Kino Lorber could have taken the shortcut and just poured it over the existing Blu-ray. No, this is the 4K transfer on a new Blu-ray with the new commentary. All the legacy special features plus the commentary, plus 2 commentaries now. So I think that's pretty great. Slipcover in the first, however many numbered editions they're going to do. I think this is a great movie, and I would love to talk to you guys about what you think about this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend that you check it out. As I said earlier in this review, movies like Die Hard, movies like Reservoir Dogs, I don't think they exist without The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I have nothing but nice things to say about The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 on 4K from Kino Lorber. But I do want to know what you think about it. I'm going to link to this in the description of this video, so if you want to pick this up, you'll be supporting Cereal at Midnight, and you'll be getting something very cool in the process. Guys, let's talk about this movie. Let's talk about 1970s gritty New York. Thanks so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.